Viewer discretion advised. The following content discusses sensitive topics including allegations of abuse, coercion, and unverified rumors for educational and entertainment purposes only. All speculative content is clearly marked as unconfirmed based on reported discussions as of May 23, 2025. What if the glitz of Hollywood hid a darker truth? One so explosive, it could bring an empire crashing down. Sean Diddy Combs, a titan of music and culture, now sits in a Manhattan courtroom, facing charges that could unravel decades of secrets. Racketeering, trafficking, coercion. The accusations are as shocking as they are serious. But it's the whispers of a surprise witness, someone like Will Smith, that have set the internet ablaze. They say he walked into court, unannounced, ready to spill what he's held back for years. Is it true? Nobody knows for sure, but the story's got everyone talking. Let's dive into the trial-shaking Tinseltown and the rumors that could change everything. The trial began on May 5th, 2025, and from day one, it was chaos. Reporters packed the courthouse, cameras flashing, as Diddy faced 5 federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation for prostitution, and more. Prosecutors say he ran a criminal network, luring women into drug-fueled freak-offs with promises of fame, then trapping them with threats and recordings. The 2016 hotel video showing Diddy attacking his ex, Cassie Ventura, has already shocked the world. He's pleaded not guilty, claiming it's all a setup, but the witnesses are stacking up. Cassie, Don Richard, even a former assistant, they're painting a picture of a man who ruled by fear. And then, there's the rumor that stopped everyone cold. Will Smith, the Fresh Prince himself, stepping into the courtroom to tell his story. But what's the truth behind the buzz? They say the room froze when Will walked in. No entourage, no warning, just a man with a weight on his shoulders. According to unverified reports, he wasn't on the witness list. He asked to speak, and the judge let him. Gasps echoed as he took the stand, his face raw, like the polished A-lister had been stripped away. Diddy, lounging smugly at the defense table, reportedly tensed up, his eyes locked on Will. The story goes that Will wasn't there as a star, but as someone who'd seen too much, stayed silent too long, and was done hiding. It's the kind of moment that sounds like a movie, but it's the talk of X and beyond. Nobody can confirm it happened, yet the details are too vivid to ignore. So, what did Will supposedly reveal? It started with an invitation, or so the story goes. A mutual contact, someone Will trusted, invited him to Diddy's birthday bash in the Hollywood Hills. Nothing unusual, just music, networking, a chance to unwind with other stars. But the moment he arrived, things felt off. Black SUVs lined the driveway, security swarmed, and his phone was taken at the door. For privacy, they said, but it felt like a trap. Inside, the vibe was strange. Dim lights, hypnotic music, mirrors everywhere, like someone was always watching. Will, according to these unconfirmed tales, said, Diddy approached him with a smile that wasn't friendly, but possessive. "You're part of the family now," he allegedly said, leading Will to a back room. What he saw there? People performing, men, women, some too young to be there, while Diddy laughed like it was a show. Will claimed he felt stuck, unable to leave, like he'd walked into something he couldn't unsee. And that was just the beginning. The rumors get darker from there. Will supposedly told the court that days after the party, a blocked number called him. "Hope you had fun, Fresh Prince," the voice said before hanging up. Then came an unmarked envelope with a flash drive. On it, footage of Will looking out of it, laughing on a couch at that party, with Diddy's voice in the background saying, "That's how we keep him." Will said he didn't remember being that far gone, but the video told a different story. The fear hit hard, not just of the footage, but of what it meant. He'd been invited not to celebrate, but to be initiated. From then on, the story goes, Diddy's influence loomed. Invites to more parties came, and when Will said no, things changed. Movie roles vanished, friends stopped calling, rumors spread online about his personal life, his stability, things only someone with inside access could have planted. It wasn't a threat, Will allegedly said. It was a system. This system, according to the rumored testimony, wasn't just about parties, it was about control. Will claimed Diddy didn't need to make direct threats, he had people for that, PR teams, bloggers, producers who could make or break careers. In 2013, Will was supposedly up for a major luxury brand campaign. He'd shot the lookbook, signed the contracts, but after declining another Diddy event, the deal fell apart. No explanation, just silence. Then came the gossip blogs posting stories too specific to be random. Will called it psychological warfare. You start doubting yourself, feeling paranoid, until you realize it's not in your head. Opportunities disappeared, projects got shelved, and the message was clear. Stay quiet or pay the price. And for years, Will did, smiling through interviews while the weight grew heavier. But what pushed him to speak? The flash drive story takes a chilling turn. Will allegedly told jurors he kept that footage buried, terrified of what it could do. But the rumors didn't stop. Whispers about his personal life, his marriage, his choices, they followed him like shadows. He saw others get caught in the same web. Cassie, Don Richard, even Meek Mill's name dragged into the mess. Each time someone spoke out, Will questioned his silence. Then came the audio tape rumor, the one that supposedly broke him. Reports claim secret recordings surfaced in court, played behind closed doors. One allegedly featured Will, laughing, sounding drugged, with Diddy's voice saying, "That's how we break them in." Will said hearing his name in that context wasn't just humiliating, it stripped away his sense of self. He didn't consent to being recorded, didn't agree to be part of it. But there it was. A leash he didn't know existed until it was pulled. Diddy's power, per these unverified accounts, stretched far beyond music. Will supposedly described a 2016 charity gala where moguls from film, tech, even politics thanked Diddy like he held their careers in his hands. One executive allegedly handed him a USB drive, whispering about a final cut. It wasn't just networking, it was gatekeeping. Will claimed he saw stars act submissive around Diddy, laughing too hard, deferring in every conversation, like survivors of an unspoken war. He realized Diddy didn't just collect people, he controlled them, deciding who rose and who fell. And when Will started saying no, the punishment was subtle but real. A project canceled here, a deal stalled there, whispers that made him seem unstable. But the public, his fans, kept him afloat, something Diddy couldn't touch. The audio tape rumor is where things get murky. Will allegedly said he got a call, not from the prosecution, but from someone he trusted, warning him his name was on a tape played in court. He didn't want to believe it, but when prosecutors offered to play it privately, he agreed. The story goes that he heard himself hollow, laughing, surrounded by low music and strange voices. Diddy's voice cut through, naming him, while others cheered. Will said it wasn't just embarrassing, it was dehumanizing. He couldn't recall those moments, which made it worse. The tape, if it exists, was sealed, but its shadow changed everything. Will told the court he stayed up all night, replaying memories, the party, the calls, the envelope, realizing he'd been a victim of a machine he couldn't see, and that's when he called the prosecutors ready to speak no matter the cost. The fallout, they say, was instant. Within hours of this supposed testimony, Will lost 2 brand deals. A studio paused a film's promotion. Texts flooded in, some thanking him, others warning he'd declared war on the wrong people. Names like Kevin Hart, Meek Mill, and Lucian Grange came up, though Will stayed vague, citing legal reasons. He allegedly told jurors, "This isn't just a Diddy problem, it's an industry built on silence." Fans on X erupted, sharing old clips of Will looking uneasy at Diddy's name, speculating about what else might surface. Hashtags like Harky Will Speaks and Harky Diddy File trended, with fans calling him a survivor, not just a star. But the industry? It went into panic mode. PR firms sent memos, urging clients to distance themselves from Diddy. Stars issued vague statements about truth and concern, while behind closed doors, meetings were canceled, deals paused. For his final act, Will supposedly faced Diddy directly. Holding an old photo from 2004, he showed the court the man he was before that party, a man he hadn't seen in years. "You built an empire on fear," he reportedly said, calling it success, culture, love. "But you broke people for sport." Diddy sat motionless, his lawyer whispering, but the room felt his silence. Will warned the jury, this wasn't just about one night or one star, it was about a network that silenced truth. As he left the stand, he didn't look victorious, just free, like a man who'd stopped running. The judge called it a reckoning, and fans agreed, flooding X with support, saying Will gave voice to the silenced, especially men who'd faced similar trauma. This trial, real or rumored, is bigger than Diddy or Will. Cassie Ventura's real testimony about years of abuse, Don Richards' accounts of violence, and that 2016 video, they're fact, not fiction. The whispers of more tapes, more names keep the internet buzzing, though only that hotel footage is confirmed. The industry's scrambling, with stars like Jay-Z and Eminem distancing themselves through statements or songs. Fans are furious, digging up old interviews, spotting tension in Diddy's circle. And Will? If this story's true, he's healing, spending time with his kids, rebuilding what matters. If it's not, his real defiance, calling out rumors in 2024, still sparks the same question. Who else is holding on to secrets? This trial's a mirror, reflecting an industry where power protects the powerful. What do you think? How deep do these shadows go? Drop your thoughts below, and stay tuned as this story unfolds.